Hey everybody, Radaman here. Thanks for tuning in to the Philosopher King, a RimWorld royalty series about being a benevolent ruler. Here are the rules and goals for our benevolent society, and then of course a reminder of the projects that you all have voted on in weeks previous that I am working on. Once I clear out some of those projects that I'm working on, I'm going to get a new vote out to you, which is a little reminder to my patrons that if you have suggestions for the upcoming vote, go ahead and submit them to me. So let's pick up where I left off. I do have some comments that I wanted to go over. One is from Ackerfelt. It is about making sure I put some sandbags in to prevent enemies from standing sort of in the kill box entrance, which is a very good idea. Another one is from John, a little reminder that what they will buy will also show the next restock. This can help when I'm looking for specific things like spare organs and the like. Alright, I want to continue the remodeling. But another thing that was mentioned from Pontius was that a fine burgundy carpet to the throne room would be pretty attractive, and I'll get that built, even though it is a lot of work and a little excessive. That sounds pretty good to me. So my crafting room is probably going to be cramped quickly. I suppose I'm actually okay with that. I'm going to work on... Ooh, we got some masterworks. Always like a good masterwork. Taking a look. I don't know if this little area here is going to be usable space. You know what I might end up doing? Is actually making this even less symmetrical than previous. And just working with the space I have. And doing this on the other side as well. Because why not? Square rooms and rectangular rooms are drab. And we can avoid them. Alright, so what was masterwork? The dresser? Oh, that's going to make Bubbaloo quite happy, I think. And there is the last of the armchair. So now we're going to redesign the barracks to be more barracks-like. Talon fully healed, which is great. And we are going to get a considerable amount of our crafting room nicely set up the way we want it. Currently, I don't have any quests pending. Other things I wanted to do, Micah mentioned a few others. So, from the food restrictions of travel, I want to remove lavish meals. And this will allow Bubbaloo to then have a new restriction, which will be royal travel. And royal travel will be lavish meals and milk when Bubbaloo is on the road. Alright, the throne room is going to be undignified as we convert the carpets over. But that's alright. We'll survive, I think. We have a really large, crazy stockpile of random stuff out there. We'll get that tidied up soon, I think. I'm going to try to stay as productive as I can this episode. Hopefully not being pulled off task from quests and the like. How is my current... So my current meat stocks are basically depleted. So I'm going to hunt some of the more dangerous creatures that are out there. And my likely hunter will be Mathis, I suppose. I just got to make sure that we don't get into any trouble. So next up for research here, fire foam might be nice. Smoke pot belts might be nice as well. I do know that I need a moisture pump, actually. So I'm going to go ahead with moisture pump because that will allow me to fix some of the wooden parts of my castle that really ought to be stone. Okay, so now the throne room is dignified. It has a burgundy carpet all the way in. And this shelf here is going to be for steel. And the idea here is to create shelving around the fabrication bench to try to keep it as productive as possible. Relationship. The father of Eravanath coming in to visit from Rego of the Lake. Oh, yes, the engineer. Oh, but not an engineer this time. Eravanath, when you said you were a sole survivor, you lied a lot. Because now your father shows up. Clearly, you were not a sole survivor. That was a lie. That's okay. So we got a little bit of revenge. I think Mathis is going to easily win this. Yep. And this will help supplement our meat supply yet again. Another thing I want to do is... Oh, man, there is machine bits. A little bit of machine bits everywhere. Gross. Let's get stuff plugged in. Alright, Bubbaloo. Extremely impressive throne room. I hope you enjoy it. I could also throw together a throne speech. Everybody's currently asleep. It'd be pretty funny if I did. Maybe I will, actually. Alright. Speech from the throne, I think. I'm going to have to prompt him. Bubbaloo. Yeah, there we go. And then a war merchant, Rego the Lake. That's going to be real nice as well. That'll help get rid of some of the... Maybe I'll actually sell some weapons. I'm not sure. Animals. Hauling and grazing for the yaks. Okay. We don't have some people in attendance for the speech. I'm going to prompt them to wake up maybe a little early. Because I suspect... Oh, I like the symmetry there. It is encouraging. That will be helpful for mood. So we do have some wall patching to do from the attacks we incurred from the mechs. Looks like we're getting them done now. More or less. Maybe less. We're continuing some hunting. We got to be careful. We don't want the whole herd to come down upon us. Bubbaloo, let's get some trade going with the Rego of the Lakes. They've got some herbal meds, but I'm not really lacking herbal meds at the moment. I'm going to sell off my good weapons in lieu of making excellent ones at some point. And, is there anything I'd like to buy from you? They have a Devil Strand parka, but parkas don't really give good protection. So I think instead what I'll do is just even up the exchange through the selling of some statues. And in fact, you know what I might do? Is let's go back there and gift them some of Talon's fine art. Just for a better relationship. So, they received a gift of art. Another revenge. Oh, Yanshui, that is a little close to you. Let's get you to back up. Alright. So I have chosen to hunt some of the larger, more dangerous creatures. And I'll continue that trend. I like to take out the carnivores, the predators on the map, because that will pose far less of a risk to some of my more vulnerable creatures that I've got. And we're continuing the art. Okay, the base is getting pretty filthy. So let me see about cleaning it up with Talon. Man, it got real dirty. And yet another revenge. Alright, no problem. Now all that's left is a few rhinos. And we'll continue tidying up our beautiful base here. Need to make sure we don't get too many mental breaks. That would be really, really unfortunate. Also wouldn't hurt to start setting up the bedrooms to be a little bit better than mediocre or dull or whatever they are, by adding some nicer statues and the like. And probably not wooden ones, as I don't want to introduce flammable statues into my bedrooms. Some of my animals are doing hunting. I do have some slag yet to be hauled. Let me see about hauling that in. I think that might be all the slag. Oh, no, there's a little bit. The slag came from the scattering all over mech drop. That I might as well clean up. Okay. We're getting to the point where we are, continuing the construction projects. I'm really eager to get more of the castle redesign done, as evidenced. Chris, I'm going to turn this off and have you help to construct or whatever, hunt, I guess. Shay is continuing the marble. Alright, looks like all the new conduit got laid out, so I can hide it underneath my walls. This shelf here will be maybe plasteel. And then I'll have some other shelves for other materials as well. It's a long process of redesign. So fabrication bench, let's go ahead, copy and paste. We are going to start making these with 0 again. And then copy and paste, but make this with 0 as well. I'd like to get zeros crafting up even higher. So sorry, you two, but you're not going to continue that queue. So we'll get those shelves set up. And then once this gets broken down, we will continue. Oh, there we go, moisture pump. Let's get flat screen TVs so that I can get, or tube TVs so I can get flat screens. So here we'll put in our gold. And this is all just the ingredients that we're going to need for the fabrication bench. So then we'll have components and advanced components. And that will speed up the efficiency of the fabrication bench considerably. All right. So we're finally breaking down the old what is it called? Words. The old visitor bedroom in lieu of setting up another one, a new one, a better one. For now, I'll just put those in there. And we're basically going to set up an identical bedroom for would-be royal visitors. That way we can accommodate them if they are to show up. So, very much just a mirror image here of Bubbleoo's bedroom. And then this will be a hallway and barracks mimicking that of the other side. Once this is all set up and done. Okay, that is a lot of block hauling. Probably far more chunks than I'll ever need. Let's get the standing lamp. Yeah, that will speed up progress considerably. I do need to start setting up proper stock rooms. That will make trade a little bit easier. One way to do this is to have an orbital trade beacon built and then just create a zone around it. As you can see, it's pretty easy to do. And these will just be stock rooms for us. So I'll get those set up pretty soon here too. Get rid of the temp shells. Haul in these components. I do believe why are we making yet another one? We have more than we've queued up for, but alright. So we are going to put in stockpiles for the beacon, because I'm going to leave them uninstalled. That way we don't call in enemies. Once those are built, I'm just going to get rid of this silver designation. Silver is not something I'm likely to mine for. And then we have the ability to set up a new sort of area here, crafting area or something like it. I'm going to have the room here expand, but obviously I'm going to be bringing in the walls a little bit. You know, I don't need to do that. Bring in the walls, that is. Let me just set this back up. Set up in due time. A lynx is hunting Yanshui for food. I don't much appreciate that. Who is close? Talon is sort of close. Oh, Poppy's right on top. Well, Poppy, you don't really have a weapon that will be at all useful. But you can help by punching, I guess. Oh, good. And this is why I hunt predators, because it's very annoying when you are exposed and vulnerable to then have a predator jump on you and try to eat you. It's not my favorite thing, I'll put it that way. Alright, Zero, you should be the one to finish off this bed. A rat self-tamed. I'm sorry, I'm just not going to keep rats. I apologize if you like them. Moisture pump. So this moisture pump, I'm going to actually build 2 of them just to make it a little bit quicker. And run a power line out there. And this is to just reduce the swamp and allow us to concrete that up. Another project that I wanted to do, and this is for security, is to light the perimeter and roof it off so that it doesn't get snow and the like. And that will enable us to more easily traverse the perimeter for security purposes. Oh, I am getting wart decaying. That's not good. Oh, because this filled up. I cannot wait to also improve my freezer to increase the size allotted. That'll be real nice. Okay, so we did make a excellent row of bed. Okay, these chairs need to move, as they're laughably in the way now. Bubbaloo, even you are working on cutting tables. Look at that. Many hands make short work of big tasks. So we have a ton of cloth left over. This cloth can be used to make bedrooms more comfortable. So this will be the guest bedroom once it gets fully constructed. And then, of course, as I mentioned, we will have, and I guess I should have put this in already, we'll have the other bedrooms, the other barracks set up as well. Okay, perfect. So tube televisions got researched. Now we can do flat screen TVs, bringing us a little bit more comfortable recreation. We're going to add in a door over here. I think what I'll do is a plasteel auto door. I do want to keep, well, actually, in the, let's put them here. Make it nice and symmetrical. All right, so let's work on that auto door. I'd like to keep most of my castle, even though it's expensive to have auto doors, protected with things like auto doors. That way, if we do get attacked, we can move about our base. All the external doors will be auto doors. All the internal doors can be just granite doors. And that way we can collapse the base very rapidly. And keep ourselves insulated and protected. And that will be good for security. So this can be another workshop, workbench area. Maybe probably one that the artists work out of as well. And this will be more of a armor and clothing manufacturer. So we could turn this into a bit of an armory as well, if we have enough storage. We'll need to, and I'll just use the way to do it, deconstruct this stuff. So far, the Storyteller has played along and hasn't thrown us any really dangerous attacks or anything of that nature, allowing me to do a heck of a lot of redesign, which is pretty sweet, not gonna lie. Alright, Zero, you finish that off. We'll put the dead power underneath. Actually, we could put it underneath a chair that we build here. I'm just putting in armchairs because they're a little bit more comfortable. They have a comfort of, you know, well, excellent ones even have a higher comfort. If I've made an excellent one, this has a comfort of almost 100. Which allows us to, you know, regain some comfort while constructing. So the idea here will be to store resources needed, like wood in stockpiles and stuff like that. I'll probably end up moving the biorefinery in there as well, as that seems fitting for that kind of room. These don't move, of course, so we'll have to break them down and rebuild it. So this is sort of the high crafting room and low crafting room, if you could think of it that way. And then animal hauling, we'll repaint the zone to not let them... If I really wanted to min-max my efforts, I'd also have animal hauling prohibited from walking around stony areas, which cause filth. But I'm not going to worry about that at that granular of a level. Alright, so these doors are... The doors, yeah, a lot of the doors that I have set up now are going to have to be replaced, removed, and redesigned. Looking at my current plasteel stocks, I would benefit... Why isn't this okay? Would benefit from mining up some plasteel. So let's take a look to try to find where I might have a node. So that was silver, I remember from looking. What was up here? It doesn't show. So what I'm going to do is... I don't believe I've made a deep drill. Yeah. Let me build a deep drill. I'll just build it right here. We can build it quick. Zero, could I get your help to deconstruct some stuff? So this will add capacity to our population once it gets done. And I'll want to run power, well, not water conduit, but regular conduit around the perimeter. And maybe redundant conduit, just to make sure that if I have one burnout blowout, it doesn't stop power. Keeping it all internal. So the barracks isn't exactly symmetrical with the base, this axis, but it will be symmetrical with this axis. That was the sort of idea here. I'm gonna need some nicer beds, maybe, but I'll worry about that later. All right. Another thing I wanted to do is to, continue to redesign. So we do have these beacons. So the idea here is, can I create a stockpile that... Okay, so this stockpile is obviously invalid. I'm gonna have to repaint it. But what this will allow me to do is to set up flooring for my stockpile zones. Obviously, I'm going to need to do some additional mining. I see that that my steel is almost depleted. And then shrink the zone back down, and I'll just create a generic stockpile here. So that's going to be one stockpile and another one once we get out there. So the deep drill, if we are basically out of steel, let's go ahead and mine some mountainous steel from these steel tiles. Zero will get that going in a second. So all I got to do for that is to... Actually, nothing. It is a higher priority for Zero. Quest available, polar bear sitting. For some silver and a little royal favor, sure, I'll sit a polar bear. I've got plenty of capacity. Oh, there's a whole lot of them right there. So Lilith, Sherlock, and Emma, welcome. It will be a pleasure to keep you fed, I say sarcastically. Alright, so the deep drill is getting manufactured, and what I can do... the deep drill, one way to power up a deep drill is just to throw a battery down while you use it. If I had some unstable power cells or something like that, that would also be very, very useful. Taking a look at the perimeter of everything, it does look like all of the holes that I had got patched up, but some of the damage to the walls, not yet. Not yet fixed. Okay, another cloth armchair. So as mentioned, the core of my base I want to have set up for security, meaning that I want stronger doors. Yes, it's a little strange to have super strong doors, and then of course, oh, underground silver. Okay, oh well. Super strong doors, and then of course, not have something like granite walls. So, plasteel. This here, we'll see what that is. Yanshui? Oh, actually, Shay, you haul that out. I'll figure out a way to power it up if I in fact need to. Alright, so the bioreactor is built, as is that door. Let's deconstruct the old refinery, because that's going to net some resources that we need. And then I want to put in a plasteel door here ASAP, because the beer won't be temperature controlled until we have a wall over there. Okay. So, as you can see, we've got a lot of plasteel doors. This I'm going to leave, even though it is an internal door. I want to leave as an auto door for security. Poppy can now recruit. And this up here was gold. Okay, let me label it as gold. Gold 1. And move this up a bit. It's probably not plasteel, but we'll keep listing it. Defector from Averbum, named Naomi. Bowels coming in. Seeing about a trade. Alright, so that was Jade. Now, another stockpile that I'm going to need is one. So right now, for now, we have our chem fuel and shells out here. I guess that's somewhat protected, but I probably want a door here walling this battery area off to prevent it from being easily breached. I can even fully wall it off. It doesn't really need to be... I could even marble. So do I have another stone? Yeah. I'm gonna put granite in there. Granite flagstone. What I could do is, on the exterior of my base, I can have flagstone pathing. Just to throw in a little bit of variety. Alright. I guess I could trade with you before you go. Let's see. You've got regular components that I'll buy. Is there anything else? I can part with a sculpture. And some packaged survival meals for the road. So, taking a look, this wall here, I no longer need. to separate these rooms out. Workshop, workshop, just general room. Bulk goods coming in from Averbum as well. And this has been a real peaceful, productive episode here. No complaints. None for me. Alright, so for now I'm just going to set this up as some sort of overflow stockroom while we work. And it looks like we're getting a little bit of the double strand clothing queue going. What I'll want is some textile shelves. I'll probably put in thrumbo and other leathers. So the TV is done. Skin hardening would be really nice. Do I have... Oh, I don't have flesh shaping. Usually skin hardening and flesh shaping have to go hand in hand because skin hardening will make you ugly. And unless you want a bunch of ugly people in your community, you have to flesh shape to make them pretty again. You don't have to, but it's advisable at least. Queuing Shay up to do a little bit of deconstruct. Got kind of tired of waiting for it, you know? They just love the harpsichord. I like how they play along. It's a great touch. So the next big thing is to decide exactly where my kitchen's gonna go. Now, I don't mind the kitchen sharing a wall like this. That seems fine to me. But what I ought to do is to set up a little bit of a robust power. So that's what I'm going to do down here. I'm going to move my solar grid down here instead. And what that will allow me to do, let me flagstone it up, is by adding flagstone, it will keep fires at bay. And then that frees up this area to no longer have to harbor, you know, solar power panels. And then I can have this door here feed all the way through into my base. Actually, before you go to sleep, could you break that down? Yeah, because that's been a real pain. Been a right pain. I'd like to keep this entire room isolated. And Bubbaloo, when you wake up, it would be really good to trade with them. Because I'm trying to lure sappers into this area here. And I'm going to need to set up a very specific perimeter in order to draw sappers here. That's kind of a long-term goal. Bubbaloo, you're going to have to wake up and go. I really should have hit... Oh boy, they're going to make it out first. Can I get there in time? I can. At great cost, but that's alright. Packs of survival meals I will part with. I'll buy your components, buy a whole lot of them so I don't have to make them. I will part with my leather. That is not thrumbo fur. I'm keeping the thrumbo fur, if you were curious, for when 0 is maxed out in terms of crafting skill, or I have an inspiration. One or the other. Alright, anything I want to buy off of you? Not so far, no. Okay, I do have some wooden beds that are excellent. That's good to know. I think this is about it. Yeah, this is the trade, I guess. So I'll part with some teas. No. Oh, you know what? I'll buy your Naturamine. I'm going to need more Naturamine. For sure. Part with a little bit of corn. Just to break... Oh, that is a lot of corn. No, I won't do that. Let me keep my meats where they are. Is there anything else I want to sell? The steel royal bed, because I made another one. And then I will sell my bedrolls, because I can always build those back in the lamps. Okay, there we go. Thank you, Bubbaloo, for your teleport hopping to the trade. Alright, so we got the southern part of our castle squared away. What I may end up doing is, what's that, 13? Setting up a symmetrical layout here. And this could be used for, like, wood storage. Things that decay but aren't important to keep inside. But with that, I am just about out of time. So the progress of this castle, I feel like I've done a pretty good job, and it was totally combat-free, which is sort of surprising, other than the animal revenges. If you have any tips, tricks, feedback for me, do drop me a line in the comments below. And just a reminder to all of my patrons, if you have ideas for the poll coming up on Friday, do drop me a line in Discord so that I can add it. Thanks for watching, everybody. I really hope you enjoyed this episode. I'll catch you all next time. Thanks for watching. Adios.